Highway 10 between Columbus and Park City has blockages there. There's water on the road that's intermittently blocking travel. Falling rocks and large boulders are blocking the southbound lane of Highway 89 just south of Carbella. I also see some blockages by Roscoe and Hardin now. And in the Red Lodge area, high water is causing a number of different problems. Water is causing blockages on Highway 212. Travelers are to watch out for emergency crews on that very popular highway to Beartooth Pass and eventually Yellowstone. And in that area, this is Carbon County, the evacuations are now underway. They started at 2 a.m. Carbon County Sheriff says Rock Creek at Red Lodge breached the bank at the 19th Street Bridge. That's unpassable. A number of neighborhoods are under evacuation orders and responders are going house to house to notify residents. A shelter's up at the Carbon County Fairgrounds. And the Clark Fork River also is over its banks and flooding roads in that area. The East Side Road entrance just south of Red Lodge is closed. Officials say people coming out to look at the high water are causing problems as emergency responders already are stretched thin. And new images are coming in of more flooding across other areas as well. You have to look hard here to realize this isn't a river, but the East Rosebud Road in the Beartooth Ranger District. The Custer Gallatin National Forest posted this and warns this river is high and flowing water is closing it down 1 mile south of the Forest Service boundary. Rangers are going to keep this closed until further notice. And on the Flathead River, levels are rising and volume is fast and powerful. As you can see with this new video, photographer Patrick Booth chimed into NBCMontana.com. I'm keeping my eye on any possible alerts from the Flathead County Sheriff's Office and the Office of Emergency Management. I don't see any new ones there this half hour. Also, that earlier travel warning for the Columbia Falls area is no longer up in front of me here on the Department of Transportation map. However, the latest posts still show the Flathead River fishing access off the Steel Bridge Road is closed, and the Office of Emergency Services says the Kiwanis boat launch gate is closed too. High water are inundating those areas. These closures started out on Saturday. They came out on Saturday. Now, south of there in Missoula County, the sheriff is warning of minor possible flooding today.
On the waterfronts, this is a look at the Vancouver waterfront trail along Columbia Way. The river is currently at the minor flood stage, causing water to spill over onto the trail and the walkways. The rising water is causing some concern for those who live in the Tidewater Cove condos.
And so we want to make certain that we are high and dry.
They were working in the sump pumps today. I was glad to see that. At least we're ready if the sump pumps are working. But if it goes too high, then they won't work.
Tidewater Cove condo residents say the last time the Columbia River flooded their homes, 2017.
I had changes in my personality. There were things that I used to enjoy that they were just too overwhelming for me.
It's not just chronic fatigue and brain fog. A woman who caught COVID-19 2 years ago is speaking out and raising awareness for long-term mental health concerns. Amy Weishin wants people to know there will always be help available. Katu's Francis Lynn is live with us tonight outside Oregon Health Authority after speaking with Amy today. And what's the message she wants people to know, Francis?
So when we think of COVID, we usually think of physical symptoms like fever, coughing, sneezing, stuff like that. But what Amy wants people to know is that your mental health can be severely affected as well.
Amy caught COVID 2 years ago.
COVID is a virus. Yes, that's true. But there's a mental component here too. And I think we would be remiss to pretend like that's not happening.
She says even her personality changed. She wants to tell others you don't have to suffer in silence.
A lot of things that brought me joy fell to the wayside in my life out of necessity. Sometimes they're wins and sometimes I'm at home crying and feeling like a failure. But I have to accept those moments and let my body do what it needs to do to process them.
Amy says she was feeling hopeless until she saw Dr. Anderson.
A lot of individuals have never actually had any mental health problems before, and they're finding themselves dealing with at least moderate, if not severe, symptoms of depression and anxiety, and sometimes suicidal ideation for the first time in their lives.
He really was a game changer for me. He normalized this crazy space that I had been existing in and was failing. I was failing in that space. It was hard for me to find a reason to go on at times.
Dr. Anderson says in time, more and more people who have had COVID are struggling with mental health symptoms more severe than ever before, and advises anyone experiencing this to seek help.
Depression and anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder. And there's an alarming amount of suicidal ideation.
You never really know what somebody else is struggling with